On 2K Sports, I'm here with Shaq and the Jet. Our featured matchup tonight out in Toronto, where the Raptors will be going up against the Miami Heat. For Miami, they won their last matchup, that game against the Wizards at Verizon Center. That game was a dominant performance. Always nice to win one going away, but it's just one game, and they'll be ready to go tonight. All right, guys, topic of the day. There was a stat that came out that was really interesting. Until last season, every NBA Finals in the last 15 years included either Duncan, Kobe, or Wade. Kenny, do you think Wade's impact on the NBA has gone underrated?
I think it has. I would say that I can't name 3 two guards in the history of the game that have a better career than him. I don't think I can name more than 3. Jerry West, Michael Jordan. That's about it. I'm not sure.
You know, above all else, Wade has won titles.
Kobe.
And he's done it in a number of roles with a number of rosters. He's a unique player, and over the last decade and a half, I have to agree with you, Kenny.
But those are the 3.
Yeah,
Kobe,
I agree with you.
Kobe, Jordan, and West. Everyone else can't say they had a better career. Maybe it's equal, but not better.
That's a good one to consider, good one to chew on. Time now for tip-off. We send it over to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Coming to you live on 2K Sports, time for NBA action. With Greg Anthony and Clark Hillo, this is Kevin Harlan. And Doris Burks on the sideline as well. For the Miami Heat, they won their last contest, that game against the Wizards in Washington. And just one look at the score tells you all you need to know. They were dominant in just about every area.
Proficient in that game at the offensive end of the floor. I mean, their passing was dynamic and their shot selection was superb.
You do those 2 things hand in hand, Greg, you know the result. You move the ball like they did and take smart, good shots, you're coming away with a lot of wins.
Bosh, that falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Bosh has got the first points up on the board tonight here for the Heat. And, of course, Chris Bosh has been such a prolific scorer and rebounder in his career. He's not quite in the 2010 category for his career. But, boy, Greg, he's close.
Good athleticism, that big wingspan, and not an overly physical player, but very instinctive on the backboard. And when it comes to scoring, particularly from that mid-range area, he can do it all.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. On the court for the Heat, Dang and Bosh, your small and power forwards. Thomas is out there with Dwayne Wade. And it's Whiteside in at the center position. Now here is Lowry. After Dwayne Wade's miss, a wide open look here for DeRozan. Off target with his 3.
On the topic of Chris Bosh, I mean, guys, he was a 24-11 player his last season with Toronto. Went on to Miami to win rings where his stats dipped a bit with LeBron there. Then last season, his scoring average right back up to 21 a game.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now here's DeRozan. 26 points for him last game against Boston.
You know, and in watching that game, he did a really nice job of passing the basketball, scoring, and setting up his teammates. Talking about Chris Bosh, he was really ahead of his time when he first entered the league. I mean, very few power forwards back then had his combination of size, agility, and skill set. Now we're seeing a ton of 4s like that on draft night.
First free throw is good. And what you have to like out of Valanciunas last season, improved efficiency. The game really, Clark, seemed to slow down for him.
Yeah, he entered the league a little green. I mean, would make a lot of mistakes, but had excellent tools. So with enthusiasm and hard work, you knew it was just a matter of time with him.
Valanciunas hits them both.
And for Valanciunas last year, his offensive production was similar to the year before, but he cut down on his turnovers. He also raised his shooting percentage to a career-high 57%, and that, my friends, is improved efficiency.
Here's Lowry, following the score by Luol Deng. Scola kicks to DeRozan. Kicks it out to Johnson. And it's Lowry penetrating. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off.
You know, talking about Valanciunas, the light clearly went on last season. He was more assertive, refined his postgame. The next step is to extend his shooting range so he can help space the floor on offense.
And the shot is good.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
The Raptors have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. The drive by Lowry, and it's blocked by Whiteside. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Whiteside. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
Got to find something, you're right. 2 on the clock. The Raptors rebound. Scola, and it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. We get a moment now to view the league's stingiest defenses. In 4th, the Heat.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on.
The Heat leading by 4. Right now we're going to go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. What'd you find out, Doris?
And he said a big factor in this game will be how well they're able to handle Kyle Lowry. He admitted being a fan of his game, saying he's a tough athletic guard who really competes. Defense, rebounding, attack the paint, he'll take it to you. We've got to be ready to match his motor and his aggressiveness. Kevin, are they up to it?
And as always, Doris, thank you. Here's Lowry. After the made shot from Dwayne Wade, the feed to Valanciunas. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
He'd have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game. Thomas kicks to Whiteside. Whiteside sets the pick for Wade. Bosch is screwed on DeRozan, and it's a defensive 3-second violation. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Heat.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists.
That's good from Thomas.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Now, here's Wade. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game. Just 5 on the clock. Bosch misses.
Major defensive lapse right there. He's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. You're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
And the foul on Dwayne Wade. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Right side against Valanciunas. Pass to DeRozan. Off the pick.
And you can see they're struggling from the field.
But still early. I mean, they just got to trust their offense and work to get stops.
Thomas kicks to Bosch. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Thomas got 4 assists in the game. As we were talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them, Greg, to back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, you know, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach. He's really known as a defensive specialist, but once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice.
DeRozan's shot is good.
Even though there's a height disadvantage, he's still able to go up and over his man.
Well, he's fearless. I mean, there's nothing that concerns him. No matter what the matchup is, he's a guy that doesn't back down. He's beyond being intimidated.
Here's Thomas, following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Thomas gets the bucket.
They've got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
It's been a complete technical, dominant performance out here. They are in a zone.
Now here's Johnson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Rosen dishes to Valanciunas. And here we go. Thomas heading to the hoop. And a coast-to-coast dunk.
Almost intimidating the defense there. They didn't even try to get back on defense.
Well, I don't think it would have mattered even if they did try to get back, Greg. I mean, there was no way anybody was going to beat him to the bucket there.
Here's DeRozan. He seems to always be finding ways to score, averaging around 23.5 points a game. The Heat leading by 6. Thomas kicks to Bosh. Bosh, the screen. Dwayne Wade on the wing. DeRozan defending. Just 5 to shoot. Wade kicks to Whiteside. Luis Scola with the rebound. Toronto's gone 1-2 from long range in the first quarter. DeRozan with it. He's picked up by Dan. Here's the dish to Valanciunas. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Heat have gone 8 of 11 in the first quarter. They'll take that percentage any night. Dang with the bucket.
That was a smart pass by Wade that time.
And Hassan Whiteside of Miami had the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season. Averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year. And it's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome talent he has.
Chance to check out stats for Lowry. He's been more than solid over the last month. 13th in assists, and he's in the top 20 in steals, bringing that focus and intensity at both ends.
And, you know, he's really the consummate playmaker. He's got his head on a swivel. He looks for the open man. Completely unselfish as a hooper.
Patterson, he's checked in for Toronto. And Miami also making a switch. Stoudemire's checked in.
And talking about Whiteside, he isn't completely out of the woods yet. I mean, after a couple of ejections last season, his teammates publicly condemned his actions. They questioned his maturity, challenged him to be more reliable, and for the most part, he was after those incidents.
And, you know, the thing about Whiteside, guys, when he's right, he's an unbelievable game changer. Second in the league in blocked shots last season. Also posted the second best field goal percentage. The guy can play if he keeps his head squarely on his neck.
Raptors have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And when you look at that free throw percentage on the season, they're right around 73%.
You know, they've really put themselves behind the 8 ball in so many of their games because they just have not been able to knock down those foul shots.
And the second free throw, good. And though he's been working on his offensive skills, defense and rebounding are Valanciunas' bread and butter. That was the case with him when he was playing in Lithuania, Clark, and it's the case now.
It still sure is the case. I mean, it's hard to find a guy with this combination of size, athleticism, and fluidity. Just a tad over-aggressive at times, but I'd rather have to turn a guy down than to turn him up. Defensively, I think they've got to do a better job of bodying him up.
Clearly, they've been outclassed in the paint, really at both ends of the floor.
Now, here's DeRozan. Valanciunas with a screen on Wade. And DeRozan. Here we go. And again, Toronto no up.
And watching Valanciunas rebound, it's clear he has all the tools. Great anticipation, really looks to box out. Strong vertical, might just need to add some strength to become a perennial 10-rebound-a-game guy.
Now here's Bosch following the miss by DeRozan. Thomas outside. The shot will not go. Raptors trail by 9. Outside DeRozan. The 11-footer bounces high off the rim and drops. DeRozan's got 6.
And for Valanciunas, he's been working on his defensive consistency. Last year, he actually increased his blocks per game while lowering his fouls per game. That's a big step forward in his development.
Now, here's Thomas. He had 10 points in the win against Washington.
And Kevin, a remarkable night for him, passing the basketball as well. He did a great job racking up the assists.
Now Lowry, after the missed 3 from Luol Deng. DeRozan against Thomas. Again, Toronto.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Bosch, a screen on Lowry. Thomas passes to Bosch. He used that pin to perfection. Bosch has got 8 points.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want. Clearly, he's not pleased with all the looks they've given up on the inside, and also to get them to tighten up that defense.
Yeah, and I think he's going to let them know about it. I mean, they're playing some soft interior defense, and you can't win that way. That's a recipe for disaster if you're not going to play with some physicality inside.
Pop over to our 2K leaderboard to see which power forwards and centers have had the most productive last month offensively. Second is Chris Bosch.
That's as scary a collection of big men as you'd want to see. I mean, game planning for any of them is a challenge because you know how much defensive attention you're going to have to devote to them.
Yet, no matter how much attention they're getting, they're still going to get their points. I mean, opponents just have to keep fresh legs out there and try to limit the damage and make them work for whatever points they do get.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
Now, here's Wade. 9 points last game out. He gives them a double-digit lead. Mick Roberts has got himself on the board with 3 there. Raptors trail by 10. Dishes it to Johnson. And Winslow pulls it down.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Well, I think it's been said how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
Now, here's Biyombo. Patterson, the screen. Powell kicks to Johnson. The 19-foot shot. And he overshot that one, missing.
And you know what? That's one of those.
He's not making that one.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
Now here's Johnson. And the layup's good off the glass. Johnson's got his second bucket of the night. The Heat leading by 10. Outside Thomas. Stoudemire, the screen. Winslow setting the pick for Thomas. In the corner, Winslow with it. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And And one thing we know about Justice Winslow, he is great on the big stage. He was amazing in the tournament for Duke a season ago. Got better and better as he helped his school capture the national championship.
Shooting two. Shooting two.
No good on that one. With Winslow, it's all about improvement and being great on the big stage. I think he can do that, Greg. You talked about, what he did in the national championship run. Clark, he was a fantastic foundation to begin with.
Yeah, you know what? He's not got many holes in his game. Solid at the defensive end, can score a lot of ways, puts his hands on winning at both ends of the floor.
And he's good on the second. Here's Powell. 40 seconds left to play here in the first. Now here's Joseph. He's guarded by Udrih. Ross on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Nogueira kicks to Joseph. Shoots the 3. The rebound by McRoberts. The Heat leading by 11. Green dishes to Winslow. Back to Green. Out to the right wing. Udrih for 3. And no good trying to get that one. And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Heat lead by 11. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And a chance to hear from point guard Kyle Lowry about the chemistry of this Raptors team. They're all pulling in the same direction.
We got a group of guys who came in and bought into the offensive system, the defensive system, and it just clicked. And we got a bunch of guys in here who only want to see each other be successful, and it's rare in this league to have a team like that.
The question is whether or not that team unity, as rare as it is making a difference for the Raptors. Does it make Kyle Lowry any better? Do they just give it more time?
You could argue it both ways, Kevin, because it's worked both ways. I mean, teams that couldn't stand one another have won rings, and so have tight-knit groups who were really close. So there's really no magic formula. I think there's a little bit of art to go with the science in that.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Heat team out there.
Boy, have they come out strong. Just some tremendous offense.
Guys fully in control and stroking it well.
On the court for Miami here in the second. Winslow is out there with Chris Anderson. Then there's Whiteside. Then there's Gerald Green. And it's Udrih in at the point. And he gets the bucket.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
Raptors trail by 11. Screen by Scola. Joseph, the pass to Scola. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And for Louis Scola, a very different role for him over the last 2 years. I mean, he was a starter for most of his career, then signed with Indiana, who had David West at the 4. Off the bench, though, Scola still played efficiently, but he was just used to putting up much bigger numbers for other teams.
The Raptors have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point. And the first one at the line is good. Greg, you were talking about Scola. He has the physical skills, Clark, to make a difference.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, he's not spectacular in anything, but he's really solid in just about everything. A pro's pro, and he adds value, tremendous value to any team he's on.
Valanciunas, who's checked in for Nogueira. He doesn't get the second one.
Boy, last season, Hassan Whiteside made a huge splash in the NBA. Big blocks, big rebound totals, but he had some head-scratching moments as well. Missed his share of action due to suspensions.
Now here's Bosch. Dang gets a wide open look. Here's Whiteside. And easy 2 points on the layup. Whiteside's got the lead up to 12 now for the Heat.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
And GA, as you said with Whiteside, his fiery attitude flared up a few times last season, and it hurt his team more than once in Miami.
No doubt. It's something that he has got to work on. I mean, he's proven that he can be a big-time player in this league, but he can't have the mental lapses that get him tossed from games and hurt his team.
The Heat leading by 12. Bosch, the screen. Lets it go with a three. But they get it back. Another shot. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. They get Luis Scola. The Heat shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
Free throw, good, Whiteside. Some changes for Toronto. Johnson comes in for Ross. And it's Wright in for Joseph. Tyler Johnson, he's checked in for the Heat. Thomas comes in for Beno Udrih. Both shots good from the stripe. Toronto with the ball. It's a 14-point game. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when a team continues to attack the basket and come away with layup. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
Miami leading by 12. Here's Johnson. That's in there. Thomas with the assist.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today? And they've gotten good looks, you know, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, you know, that may be the answer to this. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward.
This break gives us the chance to see which teams have been the most successful in the transition game this month. The Heat third.
I mean, they have really hit their stride in terms of that transition game. No doubt about it. They are playing at a great pace.
Raptors trail by 14. Outside DeRozan. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Scola, no up.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Thomas gets the bucket.
All of the scoring in tight is coming at that end of the court.
You know, they found the holes in the defense and really doing a great job of exploiting them.
Now here's DeRozan. He's got 10. Shoots from 14, and that one hits back iron.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Right side a screen. On the wing, Dang. Toronto grabs the miss.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out. You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Thomas with the ball, and it's Johnson picking him up. And it's Bosh, that time on the assist by Thomas. That's 10 points for Chris Bosh.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here that they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key there. Getting point-blank looks time and time again.
DeRozan's shot is good.
And that's what you want to see. Good, fundamental, sound basketball with the bounce pass.
Miami leading by 16. To the inside, Bosh. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Bosh has got 12 in the game.
Now, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
Here's Scola. The shot no good. Bosh with some nice deep. Miami's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Bosh, a screen on DeRozan. Double team on Thomas. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Just some amazing stats put up by Chris Bosh early in his career. But having been in the shadow of LeBron and D. Wade over the past few seasons, one wonders if Bosh is now a little bit underrated. He's talented and gives you everything you want from the power forward spot.
That free throw, no good. We're getting back to Chris Bosh. It's always difficult to reshape your game around a superstar teammate. I mean, just ask Kevin Love last year.
You know, it's such a good point. When you think about Bosh, you know, he isn't the kind of guy who demands special attention. You know, he's not mugging for the press. He's not out there for himself. He just really lets his play speak for itself. And you won't find many bigs who are as versatile as he is. And much underrated, I think, as a pick-and-roll defender.
Now, here is Lowry. He's coming off a 10-point game against Boston. Valanciunas, it's hauled in by the Heat. Whiteside's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
So it's Toronto now. The Heat getting the bucket. And Wright kicks to Patterson. Wright sets a screen. Patterson dishes to Wright. 6 on the shot clock. Valanciunas, good. Valanciunas has got 7 points. Here's Miami now. They're on a 17-7 run. Whiteside kicks to Wade. Whiteside sets the pick for Wade. And it's Dang in the corner. No good from outside.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, just totally out of sync. You can just see it in the numbers. Nothing going down for him right now.
And guys, we saw a nice development for James Johnson last year. He was 59% from the floor. The closest he had ever come to that in his 6 years was 46%. What a dramatic mark improvement there.
Yeah, and I think it was all due to shot selection. He dialed back on the number of threes that he was taking the year before, and his percentage went up.
And back to James Johnson. Yeah, he improved his shooting percentage, but the rest of his game has been kind of in a holding pattern. He's averaging neither highs nor lows in any other category, and that means to me he may have flattened out in terms of reaching his potential.
The Heat making a switch here. Stoudemire's checked in. And Johnson drops them both.
Talking about James Johnson, the reality is he's a role player. Like most NBA guys, he certainly can be a valuable role player, especially if he can shoot near 60% from the field again. But don't expect him to suddenly become LeBron. That's not his game, nor his ceiling.
Here's Lowry, following the score by Luol Deng. Right, left side. Here's Valanciunas. Second shot opportunity, and he sinks the layup. Valanciunas has got 9.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
Here's Dang. After the made shot from Jonas Valanciunas, Dang passes to Bosh. The fader. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got his 3rd rebound tonight. And Wright kicks to Johnson. Passes it to Valanciunas. Will not go. This is off the front iron. The Heat leading by 17. Here's Wade. Takes it off the glass. Wade's got his second basket of the night.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Now here is Lowry. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And he gets the bucket.
Not an easy finish right there, but a beautiful move to give himself just enough space to get in close and knock it down.
Miami's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami retains possession. A lot of answers, but still a lot of questions for how the East is going to ultimately shake out this year. But right now, let's check out where the team stands. Look at the Heat. Right now, they've compiled the third best record in the conference. And, of course, Toronto just way behind.
And when you look at Miami, they had plenty of doubters before the season started, but I can't imagine there's anybody out there that's taking them lightly anymore.
There better not be. I mean, if anybody still is doing that, they haven't been watching this group play. I mean, this is a dangerous team.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
Now, here is Lowry. He isn't playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Anderson against Dang. Back to Lowry. There's the triple. It's hauled in by Thomas. The Heat leading by 17. Stoudemire, the screen. Dang, a screen on Lowry. Double team on Thomas. Bosch with it. Now Valanciunas defending. Look from Dang. Good. It's Bosch picking up the assist. And it's 8 points for Luol Deng.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Kicks to Patterson. Uncovered. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Patterson's got his first bucket in this one.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait. And now let's take a look at the stats for Thomas. Over the last month, he has been spectacular. First in free throw percentage, second in field goal percentage, and he has so many different ways to get the ball in the basket. Right now ranked third in the league in points per game.
And it's nice when you've got a guy who doesn't miss much from the line. You just keep the ball in his hands in clutch situations. He's been automatic this season.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Yambo, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Nogueira comes in for Patrick Patterson. Ross, he's checked in for Johnson. And it's Powell in for Wright. Now here is Lowry. Justice Winslow missing his last shot. Lowry drives in. Shot is no good. And Miami the other way now. Their biggest lead of the game was 21.
And the previous meeting was a win for them and a huge day for the bench. The reserves really stepped it up with their scoring.
Greg, we know how important it is when you can go to your reserves without much drop-off in production. And it gives you a big advantage. I know they'd love to see that again tonight.
Miami leading by 17. Wade kicks to Udrih. They set the pick. Back to Wade. Score of the basket is third after 5 shots.
And haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
Left side, Lowry. Buries it down low. There's 1:17 left in the second quarter. Now Udrih. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. They set the screen. Here's the teardrop. That's a no-go, and he's still looking for his first bucket after 2 shots. Outside Lowry. He feeds it to Ross. Biyombo kicks to Powell. He dishes it to Biyombo. Lowry for 3. The rebound by Anderson.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
6-second difference between shot and game clock. And it's Wade penetrating down low, and Anderson kicks to Udrih. From deep. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Powell. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his first foul. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Heat out front, leading by 17. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Coach Casey, obviously you'll be starting the second half with your work cut out for you. What do you need to see change to start climbing back into this game?
Well, the thing about it is we got to have some want-to, some defensive toughness, some grit. We're not playing with that. I saw none of that in our first few minutes of the game. I've got to see some focus and some fire.
Coach, thanks for the time. Gentlemen, over to you.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It was a big-time first quarter from Chris Bosh. He had 13 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. Kenny, let's start with you. What you think about the Heat?
Well, they built this lead in large part because of the sharpshooters off the bench. The subs played a superb game. Get it? Sub, superb. Oh, I'm rolling tonight. I mean, they played like starters.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Toronto.
Well, they run into a very hot shooting team tonight, fellas. And you combine a hot shooting team with the weak defense they've been playing, you're going to get crushed. I hope coach is coming down hard on them right now because they can't keep giving up so many open looks. What are you doing?
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third.
What a great game for Bosh in this one. 13 points and 1 steal.
And his offense has matched the defensive effort today. He's been really just one of the best players on both ends.
I don't know if you can say enough about the job he's been doing in all aspects of the game. I mean, stuff in the stat sheet when you look at it.
The star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Johnson is out there with Scola, and it's Valanciunas in its center. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Lowry with the ball. Screen by Scola. Lowry dishes to DeRozan. Valanciunas with a screen on deck. Just 5 on the clock. Scola with the clean look. Takes the elbow jumper and drains it. Scola's got the first basket of the second half here for the Raptors. Miami leading by 15. Thomas kicks to Whiteside. DeRozan against Wade. Nice D from DeRozan.
Oh, nice play on D. Got that hand in the face and prevented him there from getting an easy look.
Exactly. Alert and aware. Really reacted quickly to that shot attempt. Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Thing about DeMar DeRozan, he came into the league early in college, struggled to handle the ball, created then his own shot, and but sometimes he would create for others too. But he settled down. You can see the growth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. You could see the physical talent was there in terms of him playing the two. The question was, could he make the commitment mentally to become a great player? Well, from what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that.
Bosch passes to Whiteside. Good on the shot. Whiteside's got 10 points.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
You're right on target there, Greg. Of the last 10 points they've allowed, 8 have come from in close.
Now here's Johnson. He has 7. Screened by Valanciunas. Outside Lowry. Up 3. Rebound by the Heat.
Ooh, and this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
Bosch sets the pick for Wade, and it's Dang in the corner. Oh, good on the triple. Raptors trail by 19. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Outside Lowry. Screened by Valanciunas. And again, Toronto no up.
Not really necessary with nobody on you. I mean, why put yourself off balance on that shot when you're wide open?
And the shot is good.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Well, I tell you, Luol Deng is not exceptional in any one area, but really doesn't have any weaknesses either. I think he's been one of the most complete small forwards over the past decade in the league.
Check out Chris Bosh. The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable, putting up about 24 points per, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he does the heavy lifting on the glass, throwing himself into the rebounding battle with just complete effort.
Sure is. I mean, he thinks every rebound is his, and most of them are. That's why he's putting up such big numbers.
Here's DeRozan, banked in off the glass. DeRozan's got 14 points for the game. Talking about Luol Deng, his consistency year to year has been outstanding. Over 11 seasons, Greg, if you look at his averages across every category, they're remarkably similar.
And here's a guy who can score from anywhere. Great mid-range game, makes plays for his teammates, rebounds at both ends. He is versatile and bankable.
Scola drives in. Rebound by the Heat. Bosh has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Toronto grabs the miss. Scola's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Now here is Lowry. Screened by Scola. Johnson dishes to Valanciunas. Lowry against Deng. Tries it from the top of the key. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. And that's now 6 points for Kyle Lowry. The Heat leading by 17. Thomas kicks to Bosh. That doesn't go either for Bosch.
Boy, with an open look like that, he is so gifted. Man, you've got to play better defense. Eventually, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, you can see he's still in rhythm, even though he misses that one. Almost always deadly when he's that open.
His second personal, first team.
Nogueira, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Heat.
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
Something that also stands out tonight is the number of assists they have. I mean, that's a mark of a good club.
Now, here's Wade. He's got 6. Bosch, a screen on Lowry. Wade passes to Bosch. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. Wade's got assist number 5 here tonight.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
DeRozan. Here's Nogueira. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Thomas with the ball. Now guarded by DeRozan. Thomas against DeRozan. And here is Thomas. 13 points in the game. The wide open look here for Bosch. Buries the long-range jumper. Bosch has got 18 points in the game.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
And DeRozan kicks to Nogueira. Screen by Scola. Wade against DeRozan. And again, no good by Toronto.
Not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge, too.
They've been the aggressors, plain and simple, outworking them, fighting for every loose ball.
And it's Whiteside, that time on the assist by Thomas. And that's 12 points now in the game for Hassan Whiteside. A difficult situation for Toronto. Outside Lowry. Pass to DeRozan. DeRozan can't get that one to fall.
No doubt the fight's there. They are trying to battle back, but he's just really struggling this quarter.
Thomas against Johnson. Thomas kicks to Bosch. Dang dishes to Wade. With the fadeaway. He shoots again, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And let's see now which shooting guards have been on target the most over the last 10 games. 5th best, DeMar DeRozan.
You know, in tight or outside, these are all very reliable and consistent shooters. It's a safe option to put the ball in their hands and let them create something for themselves.
Boy, it does smooth things out for a team to have a 2-guard like one of the guys we're seeing there. I mean, you don't need to draw up anything fancy for these fellas. Just call an isolation and they'll get you something good.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good.
Take a look at what Hassan Whiteside's done. 11 rebounds and a block.
He's just been impossible to contain. He's been unreal in this game.
Utterly fantastic is how I would categorize that performance, Greg.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Patterson, he's checked in for Scola, for Johnson. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Kyle Lowry. That misses, so he splits the free throws.
And what Patrick Patterson gives you guys is solid all-around play. He can help you in a lot of areas. High basketball IQ, high character, understands his role, knows his limitations, and stays within himself.
Now, here's Joseph. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. In the corner, it's Patterson. They need this one. That is good. The Heat leading by 21. And going back to Patterson for just a moment, he's been lauded for his mature approach. Ever since high school in West Virginia, he was involved in a highly publicized recruiting battle between Florida and Kentucky ultimately choosing the latter.
Yeah, and you know, the part of his game, Kevin, that he's really worked on is his ability to face up and shoot. Really starting to evolve into a guy that can space the floor, that space four. And when he's hitting that jumper at a high percentage, I think his value to the team goes up exponentially.
Here's Powell, following the score by Miami. Wants to get it to DeRozan and does, and it's blocked by Dang.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Right side Bosch. No good with the layup.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those plans.
DeRozan. Here's Joseph, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. Joseph's got his first points of the night.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Right side a screen. Dang with the screen for Thomas. On the wing, Dang. Bosch passes to Thomas. 4 on the clock. Right side, no good. Raptors trail by 21. Here's DeRozan. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Looking at the game for DeRozan, he's got 14 points, and he's also been picking up some nice assists here and there, too.
And Clark, that needs to continue. When he has an opportunity to get an open teammate the ball, he has got to make that a priority.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Taking 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And the Raptors making a change here. Biyombo's checked in. And a new group in for the Heat. Chris Anderson is checked in for Whiteside. Josh McRoberts comes in for Crick in for Thomas. And hits them both. But no's from him. Clock at 6. Johnson, a wide open look. That's good. And it's Udrich with the assist that time.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
Now, here's Joseph. Here's Powell. He kicks it to DeRozan. Fader on the way, and that one's good. DeRozan's got 18 points in the game.
You know, next time he has that much space, he should just go straight up with it and leave the fadeaway at home. Park that fadeaway, take the shot that's available.
Here's Johnson. He has 5. Feeds it to Green. And the Heat, another 3.
They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
You're right. 3 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Now, here's DeRozan. He's got 18. There's the pick. Powell kicks to Biyombo. Now, here's Joseph. T right on him. Kept alive. DeRozan.
And checking out some stats for DeRozan. His last 10 games have been exceptional, averaging around 26 points per 6 rebounds and 5 assists. And you know, pretty terrific numbers across the board.
Yeah, so many books in his library, he lights up the scoreboard on a nightly basis.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. Some changes for Toronto. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Nogueira. Terrence Ross comes in, and it's right in for Corey Joseph. And Miami with a change here, too. Winslow's checked in for Tyler Johnson. Good on the second free throw.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Now Udrih. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. There's the screen. Now the pass to McRoberts. That's good. And it's Udrih with the assist that time.
Three-point shot has been a real weapon for them in the second half.
Yeah, they've really done a good job of creating good looks from the outside, and now they've really got it going.
Now here's Wright. Taken away. Right side Green. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Here's where Toronto sits right now in the league rankings. 10th in rebounding, 11th in second chance points. And they're in the top half of the league in scoring as well. Not too shabby.
And they've been strong in the rebounding department, up in the top 10. And it's just not one guy. Really, it's been about the entire group collectively.
All right, now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
And guys, Gerald Green looked to be out of the NBA at one point in his career, but since coming back from Russia, he has completely reinvented himself as a player.
And both free throws good for Green. And for Gerald Green, and him reinventing himself, really was just known as a dunker before heading overseas.
You know, Kevin, he came back with a better shot and a better understanding of how to win as a player. Strange to think that there was a time that he couldn't find a way onto an NBA roster.
Now here's DeRozan. 19 points in the game. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. Raptors have gone 9 of 13 from the line.
Raptors, Bismarck Biyombo at the line for 2.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And he sinks the second. Miami's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Now here's Winslow. DeRozan defending. Goes up the baseline. Nice D from DeRozan. Toronto shooting 35% or so in the third quarter. Whatever they're trying is not working. Right outside. 1 second left. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Miami ahead, running away with it. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. And Miami shooting it really well. 54% from the floor. On the court for the Heat, we've got Stoudemire, Gerald Green out there with Udrih. Then it's Winslow, and it's Anderson into the center, filling out the middle.
And one thing that I know a lot of fans are worried about is NBA jerseys with ads on them. It's something the NBA has explored more in-depth recently and would be another stream of revenue for the league.
And with the ads on the jerseys, it isn't something that would sit well with the fans probably, but around the globe, almost every other league in the world has ads on their jerseys.
You know, the NBA has shown that they're willing to try new things with jerseys, much like they've looked at other issues. It started with the sleeve jerseys, and advertisements is just another area they're exploring.
And he makes both free throws.
Kevin, right now, they're doing a good job at the line. They're hovering around 83, 84, 85% from the stripe. That's good stuff. I mean, that's well done.
Patterson a screen on Green. Ross kicks to Patterson. A three-pointer is right on target.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Here's Udrich. The feed to Stoudemire. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two. That's on Patrick Patterson. Amari Stoudemire, with the change of scenery last season, was bought out by the Knicks, signed with the Mavs midway through the season.
That was the best thing to happen to Stoudemire, in my opinion, Kevin. He got to play playoff basketball again, and we know that wasn't going to happen in New York.
All right, now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And the first one drops.
And for Stoudemire last year, served as a backup big for the Mavs and was still as efficient as ever.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Patterson. Johnson comes in, and it's Kyle Lowry in for Wright. And a new group getting ready for Miami. Chris Bosh is checked in for Anderson. Bang comes in for Winslow. Wade, he's checked in for Gerald Green. And Thomas subbed in for Udrich.
I don't think Stoudemire will ever be what he once was, but he is a valuable big to bring off the bench for a contending team in limited minutes.
Ross kicks to Scola. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Stoudemire. Wade outside. Bosh double teamed. Dang kicks to Bosh. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Top of the key. And he hits the jump shot. Bosh has got 20.
Now that's a killer crossover. The defender got totally shook up by that move.
And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. Lowry drives in, up off the screen.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Thomas with the ball. Bosh, the screen. Off the screen. The timely screen gave him a step, but he took it all the way.
Thomas.
And that's now 6 points for Stoudemire. Scola, a screen on Thomas. Lowry kicks to Scola.
And it seems every season we see a player try and play through an injury. Sometimes it provides a boost with heroics, but it can lead to serious damage long term. It's a common practice we see, and some guys are pretty cavalier about it.
And the basket by Wade.
Now that's where you like your shots to come from.
Raptors have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Lowry dishes to Ross. Here's Scola. Misses off the right iron.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
Now, here's Lowry. Johnson the screen. Lowry passes to Johnson. And it's Scola in the corner. Inside. Johnson kicks to Lowry. That's good from 17 feet away. Lowry's got 4 points in the quarter. The Heat have gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. Bosh with the bucket.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Now here is Lowry to the middle. Here's Scola. Some solid defense from Bosh.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
Lowry against Thomas. Here's Bosh. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Wade's got 6 assists in the game. For Toronto, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Scola, a screen on Thomas. Lowry against Thomas. Ross with a wide open look. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. And here are the Heat. They're on a 14-6 run. Bosh, a screen on Lowry. And Thomas, here we go. Came hard off that pick and finished strong.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Excellent team play there on the pick, and then he ripped it down.
And another basket for Toronto. Miami with the ball. And here's Wade. Stoudemire, the screen. Outside Bosh. Pass to Thomas. On the wing, Dang. Bosh kicks to Thomas from 11 feet away. And he overshot that one, missing. The Raptors have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter.
Kyle Lowry with a beautiful setup.
The Heat have gotten 7 of their 8 shots to fall here in the fourth. A tremendous offensive outburst. Stoudemire with a screen on Lowry. Thomas kicks to Bosh. Scola with the rebound. Scola's got 5 rebounds tonight. The 11-footer. There's the call on James Johnson. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for Toronto. Nogueira, he's checked in for Scola. For James Johnson. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Then for the Heat, Jarnell Stokes, he's checked in for Bosh. And it's Johnson in for Luol Deng. Heat shooting it very well tonight, around 57%.
Hey, yo, wait.
Stoudemire goes in. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. That's 10 points for Stoudemire.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
Now, here's Joseph.
And, you know, the new court projection visuals, all the rage in the NBA now. Instead of having to use a screen over the court, they just project video and images straight onto the court. I think before long, you'll see it everywhere.
And Thomas, here we go, from 13, and there's another one for the Heat.
Well, there you go. I mean, if they're going to keep giving up open jumpers, they're going to keep getting burned.
Joseph dishes to Ross. High post try. They get the rebound. Here's Biyombo. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Biyombo's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Those court projections you see in the pregame, we don't even have the best angle for them. They're so good.
Yeah, nice perk for those sitting a little higher up on those or those watching TV. It's about putting on a show and at the end of the day, entertaining the fans.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple. Stoudemire playing very well. He's got 10 points, and he has 1 steal to his credit as well.
And Clark, he's just done a great job defensively. That 1 steal doesn't tell the whole story.
You know, you've got to like the fact that they're getting to the line, and on top of that, they're making their free throws in this half. That bodes well going forward.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Josh McRoberts has checked in for Jarnell Stokes. Gerald Green comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Udrich in for Thomas. That one is no good. Toronto, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. There's the dish to Biombo. Nogueira gets a screen for Joseph. 5 to shoot. Fires for 3. Cannot hit. And Miami the other way now. Now Udrih. Dishes to Green. That's good. It's Udrih with the assist that time.
Assist from
Udrih has got 3 assists tonight. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Powell, the pass to Ross. Now here's Joseph. He's guarded closely. Biombo kicks to Powell. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. Those three-point bombs will erase the deficit quickly if they can keep it up.
Here's Udrih.
You know, one thing we saw a lot of last season during the playoffs was the hack-a-shack plan, pretty much purposely fouling a poor free throw shooter. A lot of different opinions on it, as it wasn't fun to watch for the viewers, but many feel it's a legitimate part of the game if it works. You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash-mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks that Coach drew up.
The hack-a-shack or the hack-a-Jordan or the hack-a-whatever being the focus of the playoffs last season. We saw it up close and personal. It opened up a debate, Greg, on whether or not it should be allowed. What do you think?
You know, it's a touchy subject. I remember last summer, or spring, I should say, the commissioner touched upon it. You know, one of the concerns is, do you want to change a rule for an entire league when it basically affects 2 players? And so it's something that you got to be sensitive to. But to your point, the fans don't want to see that ugly style of basketball.
It's boring. It slows the game down. Toronto with the ball. The Heat getting the bucket. Ross dishes to Joseph. To the paint, just 4 to shoot. And it's Biombo with the jam.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
Johnson outside. Stoudemire, the screen. And Udrih kicks to Green.
And the Executive of the Year award is an odd one. I mean, giving yearly to the executive that was deemed to have had the best year with their roster, that is perhaps the hardest thing to evaluate.
Now, here's Joseph. Passes it to Powell. Raptors moving the ball around. Kicks it to Joseph. Miami grabs the miss. And for the Executive of the Year award, it's hard to evaluate because for GMs, Clark, it takes years of moves to reach a certain point.
Yeah, it's an annual award, but it's awarded for years of decisions, if that makes any sense. One big signing or trade isn't quite enough to win the award.
Now here's Green. Fires from 18. Nogueira pulls it in. There's 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Shot by Joseph, no good. And here are the Heat. Johnson kicks to Stoudemire. He feeds it to McRoberts. Outside, Green. Shot's good.
Well, guys, they came in here and really took charge from the opening tip. This is such a tough thing to do for a visiting team. This contest was played on their terms.
And, you know, that's not the way it usually works in the NBA. It's going to be a great win, and you know it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here for sure.
Here's Joseph. Misses the shot. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Chris, tell us a little bit about the philosophy behind your game and how this team works so well together.
Well, I mean, it's just energy and belief. It's the belief system. You know, we all work hard. I work extremely hard, and you know, when I can go out there and just play and don't think about it and play with energy, you know, good things happen.
Chris, congratulations. Kevin, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Bosh. Kenny, your thoughts?
Chris Bosh came to play tonight, guys, and that's a frightening prospect for an opposing team, because when you got a big who can score from anywhere like Bosh can, it doesn't take much to get him on a serious roll. Makes it easy to see why over again, year in and year out.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut-down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.